Hi, everybody. We're continuing our series on evolutionary medicine, and Alexia and I welcome you. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, the concept is exquisitely simple, that the way we were designed and the way we live today, there's a gap. There's a big variance between how we were designed anatomically, physiologically, biochemically, and our lifestyle. And that gap results in what's called mismatch diseases in evolutionary medicine. And one of the big ones, which we started yesterday, was movement, movement, movement. We were designed for plenty of movement. And the modern day version started with Dr. Ken Cooper, and he coined the term aerobic exercise. Everyone heard of that? And anaerobic exercise. Aerobic, continuous use of oxygen. Anaerobic, muscles work without oxygen. And the aerobic diseases, the mismatched diseases, if you don't do the aerobic, would be mainly cardiovascular disease. Now, Dr. Cooper exhausted that. He was the world pioneer, so everyone knows about cardio, aerobic, but the new information in evolutionary medicine is the anaerobic, which is basically the same as strength training or resistance training, where we could use our muscles in the absence of oxygen, burning glucose. So is anaerobic exercise is really big time, especially for seniors. This is the heart of the new information regarding strength training and anaerobic exercise. Old school, isolation. Today, biceps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there's 640 separate muscles in the body on the outside. And isolation training just uses very few. The new information is functional training. Example, okay? If you have grandchildren, you're lifting them up, that's functional training. Lawn mowing, functional training. Changing a light bulb, functional training. Picking up groceries, functional training. In other words, everyday life. The beautiful thing is that we can literally train for it using all 640 muscles together. And Alexia, thank Alexia actually for this podcast, because she insisted that we really help out everyone to explain this because it's so important. So like Alexia said last night, all 640 muscles will work as a symphony orchestra. They all work together. It's a very sublime, simple concept. So, to quote Alexia, is number one, many muscles. Number two, many joints. Number three, many planes, sagittal and transverse, all that. Sort of like a dancer, in Swan Lake there. Many muscles, many joints, and many planes. That would be the opposite of isolation training. That's functional training. So thank Alexia whenever you think of the metaphor of a symphony orchestra when you work out. In addition, you get a special bonus, because in the movable joints, only movable joints, there's cartilage. Everyone heard of cartilage. And I remember when I was teaching medical students over 50 years ago, okay, there are about 100 different tissues in the body, all sorts of different tissues, brain and heart and lung and spleen and all that. But there's only one tissue that doesn't have a blood supply. Guess what? Cartilage. Okay. So how does cartilage get nourished? When you open up the joints, then the synovial fluid in the joints will carry nutrients to the cartilage. So the name of the game is to open up the joints to facilitate the nourishment of cartilage. What is the mismatched disease there? The mismatched disease there is osteoarthritis. That's called the arthritis of old age because the cartilage is kind of like a brake pad in a car, okay? And when it wears out, then there's no more cushion. So then what you get is bone upon bone. That's why it's called osteoarthritis. So when you do your functional training, you're also kind of nourishing the cartilage to prevent osteoarthritis. Okay, and as we always do, is we always check in with Alexia for practical pointers, especially for seniors, because Alexia loves to help out people and give everyday, pointers, which will really help you out in your own life. So let's use Alexia as a paradigm. Okay. What she does is take a 10-pound weight. Why 10 pounds? Because it's just enough for resistance training, that is the anaerobic, okay? But it's not heavy enough to hurt you. So it's totally safe, okay? So what Alexia does is, just like she says, many muscles. So when she does her movement, she's engaging 640 muscles. Number two, when Alexia does her movement with the 10-pound weight, she's engaging many joints, okay? Many joints. So there you go. And then number three is the many different planes. So when Alexia does this, is number one, when she's engaging 640 muscles, she is preventing the mismatched disease of sarcopenia, fancy language, muscle degeneration from lack of exercise as you get older. She's preventing that. But when she does many joints, okay, and she's nourishing the cartilage, then she's preventing osteoarthritis. So thank Alexia for all those practical pointers. And just remember the functional training to do your training, which fits with everyday life instead of isolation training. And we'll be having many, many, many more podcasts on evolutionary medicine because it's an all-encompassing paradigm to help you out. So Alexia and I thank you for having us, and we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.